There are many misconceptions about burnout, and I want to address 5 of them. Firstly, burnout is not a medical disorder. It's not something that can be diagnosed and then require sick leave for an extended period of time. Burnout is an occupational phenomenon. That is how it's qualified in the ICD-10 and by the World Health Organization. And it's important, therefore, to understand that the treatment of burnout has to do with what we can change as an individual and what can be changed at an organizational level. And the focus should be on prevention. The second thing has to do with that there is a clear distinction between burnout and fatigue. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed, I'm sleep deprived, I'm literally just tired to the core. I have fatigue, and that improves when I rest. However, burnout is not simply fatigue. Therefore, only merely resting will not solve it. But also, burnout has to do with the emotional distancing that we experience, the reduced effectiveness and the reduced accomplishment. We work harder and harder, but we don't see the results. Also, thirdly, we need to distinguish burnout from depression. Now, often by the time when someone presents to a medical healthcare professional and the medical healthcare professional then diagnose burnout, they might not have picked up on the underlying depression or anxiety disorder, as there is an overlap in symptoms. Both can present with cognitive symptoms, so battling to concentrate, for example, emotional symptoms, physical symptoms, and then also behavioral symptoms, for example, withdrawal or self-medication. So it's very, very important that not only we distinguish burnout from fatigue, which responds to rest, but also from other mental health disorders where we need active professional intervention. So why doesn't burnout respond to rest? As I mentioned, it's not merely fatigue. And if you think of yourself as a battery, if our cell phone is flat, just merely not using it and letting it lie on the table or on the desk won't recharge it. We have to plug it in and put energy back. Now we are the same. We need to active rest investments. Active rest investments has to do with self-care. You have to re-energize yourself, whether it's sleeping, exercising, paying attention and investing in your hobbies, investing in your relationships. That is active rest. You have to replenish energy. You need to do things that give you joy, that energize yourself. Merely resting will not help. And then the final thing, as I mentioned, we need to make sure that we don't minimize our symptoms as burnout and waiting for the occupation to change, getting a new job or waiting for an employer to make changes, but that we take responsibility for our self-care, but also that we take responsibility to seek professional advice, to pick up the symptoms from depression, for example, and to make sure that we get the necessary treatment, which might include therapy, which might include medication. But we need to take active responsibility to prevent burnout, but also to be vigilant to diagnose and seek professional support if we do have mental health disorders that can be a complication of burnout.